Welcome to another edition of Mr. Walker's Podcast with your host, Mr. Walker, my co-host, Juice. We are back again after a crazy week. We're here to bring you some more interesting content. So we are going to just, talk the shit that we talk. And it's not like a specific topic that we're gonna touch on. We're gonna touch on multiple things. So we're gonna call this episode Talking Shit. Talking Sugar Honey Iced Tea. That's what we're gonna call this episode, part 2. So, I was doing a lot of research, and my research consists of listening to other people's problems. I'm fortunate enough to get phone calls from other people that are in relationships in which they confide in me, so to speak. So I can't give the particular relationships that I'm talking about or even the people. So I'm using what their problems are in a relationship. And that's how I kind of come up with, some topics and some conversations that I could have with Juice. I try my hardest not to upset these people, but, you always got to have somebody that you talk to about the shit that you hear, whether it be your woman or your best friend, which is probably a guy or a girl or whatever. But so, and one of the things that I heard was an OnlyFans page. Somebody that I spoke to in this week talked about that girl wanting to do an OnlyFans page and how they didn't agree with it. And I was just like, and he was one of the people that actually talked about happy wife, happy life. And I'm like, well, what about that shit that you preach, right? Your wife wants this, you're against it, and now y'all have some tension in your household because of it. But you were definitely on that happy wife, happy life shit. So what about now? Like why don't you want to do it? And I tried to give him ways that he could possibly do it, without facing, because I believe his problem was facing like the humility or other guys seeing his girl on camera, and she didn't want to do like an OnlyFans where they were actually talking. She wanted to do an OnlyFans where they were fucking. And at first I was like, damn, what's her profession, right? Could she risk that? You know what I'm saying?
That ain't the number one question, but that's damn sure close. That'd be number 2. You fucking around, get the pink, you be laid off Monday. You be done. But back to what you had said about the happy wife, happy life. There's stipulations to that. There are stipulations. Because just like guys, a lot of guys, I'm sure they fantasize about certain women, even if they're in a relationship. They might, think about somebody. Doesn't mean they're going to go forth with it or whatever like that, but that's as far as it goes. You know what I'm saying? That's just human nature, but it's human nature, and I know women do that as well. I know that for a fact.
Right.
If they had a chance to get it, to fantasize. Not saying they'll go through with it, but they so damn near infatuated with a celebrity or whoever else. Like I've heard it. A lot of times.
But what does that have to do with the OnlyFans?
No, I'm just saying because now you saying does she just want to deal with him on OnlyFans or deal with other guys?
No, she wants to do it. She wants to do an OnlyFans with her guy, with her boyfriend.
Okay. I kind of misunderstood that part. You know, well, shit, that's up to him. Maybe he don't want dudes jacking off to his wife, and maybe he camera shy. Who knows? Some things are private.
You're right. Some things are private, but I think it's something deeper there. You know, I joked around and said maybe you should put like the Murder One on, fuck your wife on camera.
Yeah.
Right? But then I also threw the monkey wrench in there. I said, I'll subscribe. That's when things got a little...
Yeah, that's... Now he really be like, nah. Because especially people you know, and then you know with dudes, especially niggas, you know, they gonna clown you.
Of course.
And, you know, so...
That's touching. I felt like it's something deeper there. Maybe they should seek counseling.
It's possible.
Like, why would your woman...
What's motivating her to do it?
Yeah. Why would she want to do an OnlyFans now? They've been together for years now. She want to do an OnlyFans now? Maybe it's something that is missing in a relationship. Maybe he's not telling her that she's pretty enough, that the pussy is good enough for him, or something is missing. Like the attention, she's seeking attention.
Probably. Yeah, maybe she might get off knowing that other people are watching her, or who knows.
Yeah, I thought that was weird, but I really didn't. At this point, I became just an ear instead of giving like too much advice, right? I did my little 1-2 thing where I said this and said that, but I for the most part, I just kind of left it alone. And then I talked to like a younger cousin of mine, and he asked me, and this was crazy too because he asked me in the same breath, like, we were talking about something else, right? And then we talked about like the OnlyFans thing, right? Because I just wanted like different opinions. I didn't tell him, you know, that this person that talked to me about the OnlyFans was my friend, but I talked to him about OnlyFans period. And he mentioned how he would do an OnlyFans with his woman, right? He's young. And he's without a job. I also told him how the OnlyFans could come back to bite him in the ass later. Especially if you fucking have a child with this woman. Once you put that in the world, bro, it's there forever.
On your hard drive forever, on the website forever. As long as the website is still up and running, and I don't see OnlyFans go down to business no time soon. They one of the top money makers right now.
Yeah, and that's why like dick pics and all of that shit, I'm not sending dick pics. Even to my woman, like I'm not sending dick pics, bro. I'm just not, because once it's out, like, I'm not gonna say I've never done it. I probably in my whole whatever years of living, I probably only did it twice. Probably. You understand what I'm saying? And this is when I was like early 20s.
That's when I did it.
Yeah,
but I did it more than twice, and I had it on certain websites, so it was just like, I really didn't care then, because I was just trying to, you know, have fun.
On certain websites?
Yeah.
What websites? You put your dick out in the world, on websites?
That's why you mentioned that, I was like, yeah, the website's not even around no more.
Damn, you was that bold to do that on websites.
I made a little money too. I had my webcam, would do videos and shit. Not a lot. That's one thing I didn't do a lot of, was videos.
Like I was saying, I spoke to him about that shit, and he said he would do it. He said like, yo, I would do it with my woman. But there's so many other ways. Like, if you wanted to do the OnlyFans shit, there's so many other ways that you could make money besides actually fucking on camera. Yo, I know two women that make a ton of money off of just fucking lotioning their feet and putting them over silk sheets.
This dude's got that fetish. There's people, weird people out in this world.
Yo, you could do an OnlyFans where you paint your toenails. You could do an OnlyFans where you're eating. You could do an OnlyFans just cleaning up your place.
But you're not gonna get that mainstream audience like some good smashing. You're gonna have a little cult following.
Yeah,
That's what they call a cult following.
You could build an audience that pays a bill or two off of feet and eating.
I get that, but all I said was you're not gonna get that mainstream following where they want to see actual like porn stuff. Like they want to see somebody getting smashed, different positions. That's the mainstream. That right there, because it's more fetishism. So you're gonna have a cult following. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like you said, the eating. Some dudes might get off on watching a girl eat a corn on the cob or some shit. But that's a cult following, which means it's not mainstream. You're gonna have a group of followers, but it's not gonna be mainstream. The ones that make the most money are the ones that they want to be porn stars, but ain't porn stars really, even though they are. If that makes sense, but no, you can get a cult following though, absolutely.
Even my younger cousin, he even talked to me about like dating older women. I believe that the woman that talked to him about doing OnlyFans, or even mentioned it to him, wasn't a girl his age. It was like an older woman. And I was like a sugar mama. Is there such thing as a sugar mama?
Yeah, you got a sugar mama who's gonna take care of you. But some people mistake sugar mamas with cougars. A cougar just want the dick. You might stay the night, but you're going home the next morning. She might make you breakfast, but you're leaving the next day. And she'll call you when she needs you again. You know, and she might got multiple partners at that. Sugar mama will take care of you. No different than a sugar daddy, just the opposite sex. But cougar, your ass is here and you're gone. And then it all depends, like when you say older, is it older to us?
No, it's older to a 20.
Cause this is weird, cause I remember seeing something, this girl, like she was a model, something on Instagram. And I was like, damn, she all right. She's 51. Now, I'm not realizing my age at the time. I said, damn, she up there. But I'm not even realizing my age right now. And I'm like, damn, she only just older than me. Like, sometimes we get caught up. That's why when you said older, so maybe that might be his thing. That older woman shit. Because when I was his age, I thought women our age were old.
Yeah. But see, that's the difference. Like, no, that's not even a difference. When you're in your 30s, early 30s, 32, 33, or even in late 20s, you believe 40 is old.
Yeah. They done reached their peak already.
That's what they think. It wasn't until I actually reached 40 where I'm like, I'm not old. You start thinking different when you reach the age. So when I was talking to him, for me, I'm gonna answer it like this. A sugar mama does exist. I had some sugar mamas, right? That took care of me. I come see them. They had clothes laid out for me. They wanted to take me out, show me off. Because I was a young Thundercat. There is a such thing as a fucking a sugar mama. The experience dating an older woman versus a young girl, or even a girl your age at the time. Everything seems to be different. Everything is different. A girl your age is not the wisdom that a older woman may have versus a woman that is older versus younger. it's different. The older woman could probably be the young girl mama. So things will be different. Sex, conversation, how they take care of you, right?
But that's what I meant before by peak. I was talking about women when they get that age. That's when they're at their peak. Usually their sexual peak.
But I dated somebody, their sexual appetite was so much greater. Because they always say like women that reach like 40s, in their 40s, their sex drive is crazy.
That's what I mean by the peak. Yeah. But you know, I don't mean like peak like it stops.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that there's okay. Not that it stops, but it's so high.
Yeah.
Like a mountain, like a peak of a mountain.
And that's why
she ready to rock because now she knows herself. She knows how to please herself. She knows how a man should please her. So now she like, okay, I'm with it. Because when I was 20, I couldn't get that because I was dealing with young boys my age.
Yeah. But is that the reason that older women may fuck with younger guys? It's because younger guys could fuck a lot more than a guy probably their age, and because their sexual because of their sexual appetite is so crazy, they need a younger man to be able to keep up with them. And the guy that's their age is probably damn near burnt out and he taking the blue pill.
You know what the #2 genre of porn is?
What?
Cougars. It's always an older woman with a younger guy. That is the #2 selling genre in porn. So, I mean, when you deal with porn, a lot of it's based on reality, so that's what it is.
And the sex is definitely different.
That's a hell of a lot different.
I'm sorry, but older women are so much more advanced, depending on the type of older woman that you might be smashing. Because I've had different types of older women. I had an older woman that was well experienced, right? And she told me she was a little fast ass when she was my age. So she got a few miles on that motherfucking, on that Tonka truck. Cause it was definitely a Tonka.
Well, at least you're being honest. So that's how you know, like, damn, okay, I see you've been around the block a couple of times.
Yeah. But I sat in that driver's seat well prepared. I got in the driver's seat and knew that I had to put my seatbelt on and adjust my mirrors before I even take off. All that leaning back, playing DMX loud, cruising, that ain't gonna get it.
Police will pull you over.
Pull you over.
Like, nigga, you get a ticket.
Ticket. A whole ticket. Shit, yeah. Word. And I'm gonna tell you, like, even that, like, the older woman had me in my motherfucking feelings at a certain point. Fuck me crazy multiple times, feed me, give a nigga a massage, rub on my feet. I didn't even have to get up and take my plate to the motherfucking kitchen. She would do it for me. Like when I come over, the clothes is laid out, and then I go fuck with a girl that's my age, and I'm like, where my clothes?
Oh, you got too used to it.
Yeah, I got too used to it. And then it was like, yo, can you make me a sandwich? It was like, motherfucker, make your own sandwich. Well, it's all different.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a difference.
It's a maturity thing.
Yeah, it is.
That's all.
And I'm gonna tell you the kind of truth. Like when it was over, I remember when it was over, I was devastated. I was almost on the verge of kicking the door in. It was a old motherfucker right after me. He would come over. I was on some damn near stalker like shit. I was a young boy.
Nigga, you want to kick the door in? Almost. Like,
it was a dude that would come over. He would come over right after a job. He had fucking spackle all over him.
Oh, he was a working man.
He had a pencil in his hat.
Oh, he taking measurements too?
He was a contractor, some shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking measurements.
And that's when I said, motherfucker, I'm a contractor too. A contract killer. I'm a contract killer, motherfucker. How dare you be in my space with that fluffy pillow she got up in that bedroom. I love laying on that thing.
She was having fun. She was enjoying herself.
And then like even with her male friends, this dude like her, right? And that shit started bothering me too. And let's talk about that. Could you accept being in a relationship with a woman that has male friends? Could you accept that? Because a lot of guys can't accept their women having male friends. Me personally, I don't think I could. Like, I want to be your best friend. I want to be your daddy, your uncle, your mentor. I want to have all of those titles above me, right? But I also learned that in order for you to possess all of those, or have all of those medallions around your motherfucking neck or on your chain or whatever, you gotta act like that. You gotta be a leader, right? You gotta be a mentor. Friendship definitely plays a part in that. So I did realize that, but it took me a certain amount of time to realize, in order for this woman to cherish me, or for me to be able to check all those boxes, I gotta be that man. And a lot of people don't understand that. But a woman having a friend, I feel like my woman having a male friend, then it's something that I'm lacking, right? Because if she could have certain conversations with him that she probably wouldn't have with me, that'll make me feel a certain type of way, or a different type of relationship that she has with me. And I'm sticking it to her. You understand what I'm saying? I'm cooking for her, laying up with her, but she got a friend, a male friend. I don't know if I could go for that, champ.
Like I said, you can never say never. It all depends on the situation, the maturity. Like you said, you want to be everything. You can't be everything. You got to be what you are, her partner. You can't be her daddy. What you gonna do? Whip her ass when she get out of line? You can't be her daddy.
Not whip her ass, and that's in the sense of like taking my belt off. But I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like, you know, first of all, girls' first loves are their daddies.
Yeah, but it's a different type of love.
Tell me the different type of love. That's the love I want to possess. I want to damn near be the love that you have for your daddy is damn near the love that I need you to have for me, in a sense.
I get that.
Because I'm taking over his role once we get in a relationship. I'm taking over the role of your daddy. The daddy takes care of the daughter, right? The daddy possesses these powers that the daughter seen growing up. Being kind to her mother, right? Holding down the household, right? And fucking being compassionate, and even fucking being a woman's best friend. So you need to possess all of these things, or work on trying to possess all of these things, right? So the woman wouldn't have to have a best friend that's a male.
Well, I'm gonna say this. You could be with a woman and you could be her husband, but you could also be her ex-husband. She can never have an ex-daddy.
That's a lie. I know women that have ex-daddies.
Well, you know, come on, bro. A daddy's a daddy, whether he's in her life or not. But you know the context I'm talking about. You know what I mean.
Don't. Break it down, champ.
Bro, you can't divorce your daddy. He's still your daddy. Let's just say there's no issues there. That's always going to be her father. You might not always be her husband or man or boyfriend or whatever. You could be, absolutely. You should be. Doesn't mean it works out like that all the time. But that's always going to be her daddy.
You know what I feel like? I feel like people, whatever you believe you can achieve, right? And everything is work. Motherfuckers stop being, men stop trying to become better than they were yesterday. If you continue to learn and grow, then you could be every bit of the man that she needs in her life. And a lot of men at a certain point stop willing to learn their woman.
Absolutely.
And they shut it off. And that's all due to nowadays social media, what they see on social media, all that fat ass, all that cooking, all these chicks on social media cooking and trotting around the house and with their fat ass. But she might, with that fat old ass, that shit might stink. And she might overcook them noodles. And she might be a motherfucking headache. It's an illusion, bro. It's the Twilight Zone. And I think a lot of men get caught up in that shit. That's why at a certain point in your life, deactivating Instagram and Facebook is should definitely be a goal. That's a goal of mine, to eventually deactivate shit, right? In a sense. Well, you know what? Not even a goal of mine, but just kind of like, I would eventually, because nowadays, right now, I still look at comments and shit like that. It's gonna get to a point to where this podcast grows so big that we ain't gonna have time to look at the comments. We just putting out content. Fuck what people's opinions are.
Because it ain't gonna matter.
It ain't gonna matter. I don't have time to look at that shit. Cause we moving. Yeah. Meetings, deals, we just putting out shit. Giving the people what they wanna hear. Raw, uncut conversations between men and women. So it's gonna get to a point to where we don't even have the time to fucking look at the shit.
Like I said, because I know a lot of people, a lot of female friends I was cool with. You know, they got rid of like their social media. They don't even be on social media no more.
One thing I learned about myself in the last few years, growing up, I got two brothers, one younger, one older, and when I'm with my younger brother and he's talking about his lady, I listen, and my older brother, whenever he calls me or we around each other and he's talking about a situation, I listen. And I find myself listening because I take everything from everybody's relationship. I'm great at that. Like especially people that's close to me, like, we're not friends for no reason. We have something in common, right? So when, yeah, so when you calling me about your relationship with your lady and there might be problems or whatever the case may be in a relationship, whether it's good or bad, I try my hardest to pick up the phone. But I pick up the phone to listen, not to judge. I listen because I'm sure I could take something from every conversation that I have with anybody that's going through situation or a fucked up situation or even a great situation in their relationship. And I try to figure out whether I'm going through it and how I could, if it's bad, how I could fix mine, right? By listening to them. Because my brother called me with shit that he might discover in a relationship with Shorty or either one of them. And I'd be like, damn. Or something that they might tell me, and I'm like, damn, we brothers. Do I do that? We were raised by the same people.
You might have certain qualities. Doesn't mean you do, things like you're saying. But you probably have certain qualities and stuff that, because you rub off on each other.
Of course. And because I got an older brother, I watched every relationship that he was in. Everyone. And I'm sure, even with you, I'm sure friends called you and talked to you about their relationships. And you gotta kind of like, maybe at times you might put yourself in that seat of him, right? And be like, damn, do I do that? Or would I go for that? Or you might think of past relationships that you might have done the same shit and said to yourself, I could have went about it this way?
Yeah, it's a learning experience. And once you mature and you learn, then that's when you can offer the good advice. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're able to not always agree just because they're your brothers. You be like, nah, bro, you know you dead wrong. You know? It's a maturity thing.
I also bug out about my cousins, my male cousins that call me with their problems and their ladies. I always trip because these are the cousins and the brother that I grew up under. So when they call me about their shit, I always trip out like, damn, like I'm really of age to understand and give great advice. I would have never thought that my older cousins or my older brother will be calling me, asking me, or even just to drop some shit on my ear, you know, about the shit that they might be going through with their woman. That shit be tripping me out though. That shit trips me out. I swear to God, like or even just people in the neighborhood, you know, that confide in me and be telling me shit. Like, damn, though, you watch me grow up. And now here we are talking about real life shit. And you actually asking me my opinion.
But you know, also too, like, I'm not taking nothing away from you, but I'm just saying, like, some people need to vent too. You know, and if you're a good listener, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're a damn good listener, they might not just get shit off their chest. They might not even want advice.
One of the things I have learned, when somebody call you and talking about their shit, don't ever switch the conversation into you. Try your hardest not to steal the mic and turn it into your show. Let them get their shit off.
Unless there's some advice that you can give and be like, yo, I had a similar situation. Let me tell you what I did with that situation.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Yeah, there's a difference between me giving you advice. Oh, well, let me tell you what this bitch did. Yo, blah, 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 blah. So now he got to listen to you when he called a vent to you.
And even with my brothers, I personally feel like it's not a lot of people in our family that are happily married, right? And if this is something that you strive for, like a happily married relationship or marriage, you gotta probably kind of go outside of the family to get the best advice. Because we used to drama, and some of us tend to think that if there's no drama in the relationship, then it's not normal. Especially when you've grown up around toxic shit. Some people even function in toxic relationships.
That's all they know. That's all they know. You know, listen, dealt with females, you try to be the nicest dude, and they flip out for no reason. Yo, what the fuck did I do? Like, I've been around that, and it's not good. Because that energy will rub off, and then one day you'll spaz. So, it's not good, bro.
Having a friend that's a female and possibly being in a relationship with her, like turning things into a friendship that was a friendship. Now you are considering being in a relationship with shorty. Do those ever work?
Well, I've never been through that. I'm sure they do. I mean, I've heard of stories where, even my grandparents, they known each other since they were 9, 10 years old. So they knew each other, they were friends, they were cordial. And I guess when they got a certain age, they were like, okay, boom, 17 years old, let's get married, we're gonna have our first son. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, their first son is 17. But this is back in the day, you know, in them days, you know, you stayed together forever and you got married young. But they were friends. Nowadays, I don't know.
And I'm glad you brought that up. Well, I'm glad I brought it up and you expanded on. You gave the greater answer that you gave, because I think that's lost. I don't think anybody is in love like our grandparents used to be. That's a love that doesn't even exist anymore. I personally feel, and I've told this to other people, that the love that your grandparents had, you tell me a relationship nowadays that exists, that type of love exists.
Well, you pretty much just said it. You said it's lost because, first of all, girls nowadays would never put up with the shit that they had to put up with our grandfathers. Never.
I feel like our grandparents had to put up with that shit because it was a strong possibility that grandpa might not make it back in the house.
Oh yeah, especially down south. Absolutely.
They might kill him out in the street.
Yeah.
And not even his own people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The other people.
Like I said,
So you had to love on this man, like tremendously. So I feel like nowadays that type of love don't like exist, but it should. We seeing more and more black men get murdered every day on the news if you watch the motherfucker. So with that being said, we gonna end this conversation. We gonna raise our drinks. Twisky, tea and whiskey, with we rollin' bitches.